Broadcasting live from the University of North Texas, this is NTTV News at Noon.
Civil rights groups pursue legal action against ICE for arresting people in immigration courts.
The crew of Artemis II is about to be closer to the moon than anyone has been in nearly 50 years.
And President Trump makes a new endorsement for 2026's new elections.
Good afternoon. Thank you for joining NTTV News at Noon. I'm Jeremiah Patterson, along with Gabriella Cruz.
And I'm Gabriella Cruz. New developments in this afternoon in the United States immigration policy. This comes as the Trump administration, Immigration and Customs Enforcement, or ICE also known as, has increased enforcement in locations that were once considered off limits, raising new questions about fairness in the system. In Atlanta, CNN's Rafael Romo has more.
Do you have a warrant for his arrest?
Yes.
Where?
Hey, grab him.
Eyes in courthouses.
Back up.
Under the Trump administration, federal immigration agents have gone where they generally have avoided in the past, conducting chaotic arrests, also impacting American citizens during a crackdown that has included those seeking asylum in the United States.
They are showing up to their court dates. They're getting future court dates because they're meeting the requirements set by the law in this country.
The practice of arresting people at immigration courts is the subject of an ongoing lawsuit brought against the Trump administration by civil rights groups last year. And according to that ongoing lawsuit, the Justice Department recently admitted to a federal judge it's been incorrectly relying on an Immigration and Customs Enforcement memo to justify arrests at immigration courts. CNN has reached out to DHS for comment. But immigration advocates say what these viral videos don't show is a tectonic shift in the asylum policy.
The major difference is that nobody's getting bond anymore.
Several times a week, Lauren Wade sits in her kitchen and watches immigration court proceedings through a virtual feed.
The dramatic change has been for people where there's no criminal history whatsoever. Those folks, prior to this administration, had access to bond. Now, the way I see it, we're all paying with our tax dollars to keep them in these detention facilities for no good purpose.
What changed is that in around July of 2025, ICE began to take the very new position that the majority of immigrants in immigrant detention are not eligible to even ask a judge for bond.
Immigration attorney Adriana Heffley, the director of legal services at the Georgia Asylum and Immigration Network, leads the Court Watch program, a network of over 100 volunteers who document immigration court hearings.
Observers with Gaines Court Watch program say in the past it was very likely for people living in the country with no legal documents to get bond if they didn't have a criminal record. But there has been a noticeable change during the current administration.
It's a drastically different interpretation of existing law that has been commonly understood by, everyone practicing in immigration law for decades.
An Immigration and Customs Enforcement memo from July, posted online by the Immigration Policy Tracking Project, says in part that, effective immediately, it is the position of DHS that such aliens are subject to detention and may not be released from ICE custody except by parole. According to U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement documents published in February, the federal government will spend more than $38 billion to acquire 8 facilities to serve as large-scale detention centers and 16 processing sites. That's in addition to 10 other existing facilities to increase capacity for immigrant detention for more than 90,000 by the end of November. Rafael Romo, CNN Atlanta.
Oil prices are still slightly lower Monday, but still elevated after President Donald Trump's latest threats against Iran routed investors and sent prices surging over the weekend. Brent crude is up about 0.25%, hovering around $109 a barrel. U.S. benchmark West Texas Intermediate is down slightly, just above $111 a barrel. Trump says the U.S. could target Iranian power plants and other infrastructure if Tehran doesn't reopen the Strait of Hormuz. He also appeared to set a new deadline Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern. Iran is pushing back. An official says the strait will remain closed until the country is fully compensated for war damages. Meanwhile, Asian markets are higher. Nikkei 225 is up about 0.5%. South Korea's Kospi is up more than 1%, while Hong Kong markets are closed for a holiday. Israeli authorities have restricted access to religious sites due to safety concerns, leading to a quieter Easter Sunday in Jerusalem. CNN's Joe Shudo has more.
Easter Sunday, these alleys would be crowded with Christian pilgrims celebrating the holiday. But we found in the midst of the Iran war different rules now for different holy sites. This is the gate leading to the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, where Christians believe Jesus was crucified and laid to rest. But even on Easter Sunday, this is as far as worshipers can go. 20 priests were allowed in earlier today, but not worshipers. Israeli officials say that's because of security.
We are very sad to hear this and to know this, because it never happened in our life.
All entrances to the Dome of the Rock, one of the holiest sites in Islam, including that green door there down at the end of the alley, have been closed now since the start of the war. No Muslim worshipers, even if they live here in the old city, are allowed inside. And here, access to the Western Wall, one of the holiest sites in Judaism, is limited to the Western Wall tunnels in groups of 50 or less.
A residential area in Tehran was struck earlier this morning. According to Iran's state media Mer News, 3 buildings were destroyed and dozens others were damaged. 4 people were killed in the attack and 7 others were injured, with local rescue workers trying to free the trapped residents. In a last-ditch effort to end the war, a 45-day ceasefire plan is on the table to stop the fighting between Iran and the United States. However, a White House official says President Trump has not signed the deal yet. He's threatening to destroy Iranian power plants, bridges, and other infrastructure if the Strait of Hormuz is not opened by Tuesday night. Tehran seems to be rejecting the ceasefire as well.
Gabriella, walking to the studio, I thought it was winter again.
I know, I definitely had to wear my jacket on the way in. Let's go ahead and check with our weather anchor, Anna Glisson, to see the full forecast for this week.
Thanks, guys. Well, I'm definitely right there with you. When I woke up this morning and saw that it was 49 degrees, I was dreading the walk into the studio. Thankfully, my walk back out won't be too bad, as the temperatures are warming up a lot. So for right now, our current temperature is 66 degrees, as well as our feels like. The sun's out shining, that's always welcome. Nice beam of sunlight on your face to warm things up. Wind speed is 7 miles per hour, which will be a little bit breezy, but it's nothing that's gonna send an unpleasant chill up your spine. Moving into tonight, the actual temperature will be 61 degrees, as will the feels like, so just a little bit of a drop there. Wind speed's gonna be knocking down 2 miles per hour to be 5 miles per hour, so just shaping up to be your average spring night. Now, the current conditions are definitely shaping up to be a blueprint for tomorrow, as around the same time tomorrow we'll be seeing temperatures that are exactly the same. So our actual temperature will be 66, the feels like will be 66, a little bit of cloud coverage there, but I want to bring your attention to the wind speed, as it will be kicking up a little bit, but nothing too crazy. So definitely watch out for that just a little bit. Shouldn't be cooling you off that much unless you're cold in nature, then it might be giving you a few goosebumps there. But if you were hoping you would have worn a long sleeve today, or maybe even a jacket, or maybe even a short sleeve, you know what to wear tomorrow. I'm your weather anchor, Anna Glisson, and that's a wrap for your first look. Back to you guys at the desk.
Santa, when we come back, Artemis II's crew prepares for their lunar flyby.
But first, President Trump makes an endorsement in California's governor's race.
Property Brothers have won! It's a jibber jabber. Yes, jibber jabber.
Jibber Jabber is a man-on-the-street NTTV show for Instagram that's in its 7th season, with 2 hosts, 1 comfy chair, and a Would You Do Something bowl.
Pretty much the gist of our show is that we're going to be inviting UNT students, all of our lovely family over, and we're going to be talking to them. And when we run out of things to say, we're going to ask them,
would you do something?
I think we're ready to do something.
Fortnite son or Minecraft daughter?
Hola, Rieros! We're NTTV's longest-running Spanish entertainment show, and we're all about culture, creativity, and community in Spanish. Vámonos!
Welcome back to Late Night at North Texas. Late Night at North Texas. Late Night at North Texas.
Color the world with peace and joy.
Tell me, Diva, what's the tea?
My Nisha drag is dumb.
The spirits have guided you to me.
President Donald Trump is weighing in on California's race for governor, endorsing Republican Steve Hilton. Trump made the announcement in a social media post, calling Hilton a fine man and giving him his total and complete endorsement. Hilton, a former Fox News host and British immigrant, is running to replace the current governor, Gavin Newsom. He's joining a crowded field, though, including Republican Sheriff Chad Bianco and several other Democratic candidates. California's primary uses a top-2 system, meaning the 2 highest vote getters, regardless of their party, advance to November. Some Democrats, though, are now concerned with a split field and how it could allow for 2 Republicans to move forward in a state that has not elected a Republican governor in nearly 2 decades.
Monday marks day 6 of Artemis II's journey, as the crew continues its historic lap around the moon. CNN's Reed Binion has more.
Christina and Jeremy. This is Apollo 16 astronaut Charlie Duke.
The crew of the Artemis II moon mission waking up on day 5 of their journey in the Orion capsule to a greeting from one of their famous lunar flight predecessors.
John Young and I landed on the moon in 1972 in the lunar module we named Orion. I'm glad to see a different kind of Orion helping return humans to the moon.
The Artemis II mission is now far closer to the moon than it is to Earth. The spacecraft has officially entered the lunar sphere of influence, where the pull of the moon's gravity is stronger than Earth's gravity. The crew will use that gravitational pull to slingshot Orion around the moon, setting the spacecraft on a course ultimately leading back to Earth. But before that journey home, the crew will start their historic lunar flyby and observation on day 6 of the journey, when Orion will make its closest approach to the moon and reach its maximum distance from Earth.
This is what's going to guide the crew's observations during the flyby. And so what you see here is what the crew will be looking at for the entirety of the flyby.
The mission set to carry the crew deeper into space than any human has ever traveled before, capturing spectacular images of the moon, including regions never seen directly by human eyes. I'm Reed Binion reporting.
I know it's cold in space, but it might be colder here.
Jeremiah, I think you dropped your crown because I think you're a little bit of a dramatic queen. But let's go ahead and see if our weather anchor, Anna Glisson, agrees. Anna?
Thanks, guys. Well, as both a space nerd and your weather anchor, I can tell you that the average temperature of space actually sits around 2.7 degrees Kelvin, or negative 455 degrees Fahrenheit. Hate to burst your bubble, Jeremiah, but that's significantly colder than what we're seeing right now in North Texas. Let's take a look at the map. Right here on Earth, we're going to be seeing a lot of mid to high 60s. You'll see the number 66 pops up a lot around the map. You'll see in Denton, Gainesville, Sherman, McKinney, Bowie, and Sulphur Springs. You'll see Dallas and Graham have our highs on the map at 67 degrees, and Fort Worth is going to be at 65, while Decatur is at 64. Can't forget Paris back there at 65 also. But let's go and take a look at the rest of the map. We're seeing a lot of consistency just across the states, in Oklahoma and Louisiana, of course, as well. Just again, that 66-degree weather, 68 in Abilene, Oklahoma City, 67, Austin, 68. Just your middle of the road temperatures, nothing too crazy that we're seeing. But unfortunately, can't say the same about the next 7 days. Tomorrow we're going to be starting out in our low 70s at 72 degrees, and we're going to be warming up as we head to Friday, where we're going to be seeing a peak at 81 degrees with a 23% chance of rain as well. That rain chance is going to kick up as we move into the weekend, where we'll see Saturday has a 53% chance of rain, and with that rain, the temperature is going to be dropping a little bit. Our highest chance of rain is going to be on Sunday at 75% chance of rain. And on Monday, we'll see that chance of rain drop just a little bit to 66 degrees. And unusually, that temperature is going to be heating back up to that peak of 81 once again, definitely making for a humid day. Now, I would suggest you go ahead and start gearing up for the weekend. Grab your umbrellas, your ponchos, your rain jackets, or if you're like me, I'm going to be staying inside with a nice warm glass of tea. That's a wrap on your weather for today. I'm your weather anchor, Anna Glisson. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Anna. I'm relieved to know that we're not in space. But, you know, Jeremiah, this cold has been making me feel more in the crafty mood than I'm usually in.
Yeah, well, Gabriella, our segment anchor, Riley Oldenburg, has the perfect theme for you. Yay. Riley?
Thanks, guys. That's right. Today from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m., the Union Arts Center is hosting a free bandana tie-dye making event. I even made my own. Here's an example. I hope it ends up looking something like this. You can choose up to 2 to 3 colors, and they have all kinds of colors. It's lots of fun. So come stop by the Union today to make your own, located in room 214. That's all I have. Back to you guys at the desk.
Up next, the Writers Guild reaches a new deal to expand its healthcare coverage.
And Kanye West returns to the stage after controversy.
This was dangerous, but did they listen? No!
I've been having these dreams.
Welcome in.
This is part of the process, Eric. I only want what is best for you.
You want me to go on and on with the program until there's nothing left of me.
We are one now. Our goals are the same.
No, they're not.
Don't get your hopes up.
Is that it?
That's it.
Nothing can stop me now!
Yeah.
She was the oldest woman to ever medal in the slalom run. So I believe she's now the youngest. Yes, the youngest and the oldest.
Prominent women's sports is right now, especially when women's hockey is one of the biggest growing sports in the world right now.
If somebody told you, kind of coming back to the past and telling your past self that this team would be one win away from making the college football playoff, how would you react knowing that you've covered this team for so long?
Let's talk a little bit about the strengths of this UNT basketball team. Like, what are we good at? When it comes to UNT, we've always been a slower paced team, and that has continued into the Daniel Robinson era.
And welcome to a very special edition of Prove It or Lose It.
Matthew.
Can I have Silverstone? It's the only name that looks familiar.
The Writers Guild of America says it has reached a new contract deal. According to Variety, the agreement is with the Alliance of Motion Picture and Television Producers. Reports say the deal includes a boost in healthcare funding and would run for 4 years instead of the typical 3. Union members still need to ratify the agreement. The last round of talks between the two sides in the 2023 led to a 148-day writer strike.
Kanye West may draw crowds, but he's also costing sponsorships. 2 major companies have pulled out of a UK music festival after West was announced as a headliner of the event. Pepsi and Diageo, the company behind brands like Guinness and Johnnie Walker, are no longer involved. The move comes from following years of controversial and offensive remarks from West, including anti-Semitic comments he later apologized for in a full newspaper ad. The Wireless Festival is set for July and typically draws in around 150,000 attendees.
Hey, Gabriella, did you see UCLA win it all yesterday?
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to seeing the men's championship tonight, but I'm pretty sure our sports anchor, Maria Gonzalez, has more. Maria?
Thank you, guys. World Cup preparations and more on the final games of men's and women's March Madness after the break.
Joining you here today in the Union parking garage. Today we're going to be going over how to drive safely in the parking garage. Let's go see. Oh my god! Oh my god! This girl just got hit by a car. Let's go see what happened. Ma'am, are you okay? Are you okay?
Did you see that lady hit me with a car?
Yeah, we did. I got it all on video.
Oh my god.
Let's go over here and talk about how we can prevent that.
Yeah, not the hospital.
Well, right now we're going to ask you a couple questions on how we can drive safely in the parking lot. What are ways that we can be aware of our surroundings?
Oh, we can look both ways.
Jenna, also, how about putting the distractions away?
Yes, just like our phones, turning our music down, and also not focusing on our passengers.
Where can you get information on how to get a parking pass?
Transportation.unt.edu.
If you park in a garage, make sure you pay on the app or look for further instructions on how you should pay.
And remember, no pass, no park. Let's all try to keep our mean green community safe.
Remember, we're all in this together.
Drive safe.
Mexico is carrying out large-scale drills to prepare for potential terrorist threats during the World Cup. They train to search and disarm explosives, medical emergencies, possible kidnappings, search and rescue, and all sorts of security emergencies. With more than 5 million visitors expected, authorities plan to set command centers near each of Mexico's host stadiums. Mexican officials say these exercises are meant to show that they're ready for a massive event like the World Cup. The final game of men's March Madness tournament is tonight at 7:50. The University of Michigan will be facing the University of Connecticut. Michigan beat the University of Arizona on Saturday 91-73, and also on Saturday UConn beat the University of Illinois 71-62. For the Huskies, this is the opportunity for Coach Dan Hurley to take a third championship in the past 4 years. Michigan has also an opportunity to clinch the championship with A.J. Mara, who has been crucial during the tournament. The University of California, Los Angeles made history on Sunday after winning the program's first women's basketball title. UCLA beat South Carolina 79-51 in a game that wasn't so close. The game took place in Phoenix, Arizona. The key to winning the game for the Lady Bruins was defense. Other key performances were of Gabriela Jaquez, leading the game with 21 points, and Lauren Betts, scoring 14 points and pulling down 11 rebounds. She was also named Outstanding Player in the tournament. That's all for sports today. Back to you, Gabriela and Jeremiah.
A holiday tradition continues at the White House. The annual Easter egg roll brought families to the South Lawn today.
The White House Easter egg roll returns today, welcoming families with children 13 and under. The President, First Lady, and staff all joined in on the festivities. This year, patriotic themes are being added as the country approaches its 250th birthday.
Yeah, all that talk about egg rolls has me hungry.
Let's roll in there. Count me 13 today.
Hey, thanks for watching NTTV News at noon.
Join us again tonight at 6 p.m. and tomorrow here at noon on North Texas Television.